Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1. Test, 1, 2, test, 1, 2. All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let's get a thumbs up or something. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, yes, we got it coming in. Testing, 1, 2. Yeah, turn volume to 0. All right, guess what?
Start it
We're
again.
gonna hit stop, rewind, and start this again. So what's going on, everybody? Guess who's back in the building? Your boy, Big K from Handlebars and Cigars. You can follow me on both Instagram and YouTube at Handlebars and Cigars. And to my left, we have
Will Hart from the world famous Cigarage, now in the Mojo Dojo Casa House.
that's the big DCH, yo. We at the DCH, the place to be. So look, huge shout out again goes to Josh for providing us with this lovely location, welcoming us into his home. And may I add,
Ed.
I just learned Cuban coffee is the next crack.
Ah!
I had some
Oh!
Cuban coffee and I am doggone wound up tighter than a $3 watch
And
right
it,
about
and
now.
it wasn't a lot that
Oh
took it.
man, that bad boy was good as hell. Has anybody else out there had Cuban coffee? Because that's the first time I ever had a cup of Cuban coffee. And that thing got me, like I said, I'm tighter than a drink right now, baby. What's going on?
Could shave rabbit.
Bam, you could bounce a quarter off of me right now, Jack. But thanks again goes out to Josh, aka Mr. Paradigm, aka the dude, for providing us again with this beautiful location. We got a great show in store for you guys tonight.
That we
So
do.
sit back, relax, let us know what you're smoking, let us know what you're drinking, because we get ready to blow your mind. Ain't that right, Will?
Oh man. I mean, blow your mind. Just look behind us up on the shelf above the fireplace. There's a couple of bottles behind bottles.
Some of the
And
things,
something behind here. I mean, we're covering most of them up, but you'll see that. And
yes.
Jack, turn that ding down. Um, so now we got full sound.
All right, so let's get some
Sound better
shout
with
out.
of course, Whitehead said it was better with no sound.
Well, I said I got a face for radio, and I guess I got a voice for it too, right? Shout out to Jason. He had some fun down at Key West,
Oh, that's
celebrating
right. Yeah, yeah.
celebrating his anniversary,
Very
what
true.
have you. I know he had a good time. He sent us some pictures. Shout out to Thomas who joined us. Yes, sir. A visit to Tampa. Cuban coffee is where it's at. Yo, Teddy. I, I'm telling you, these guys could definitely chime in. When we was setting up to get ready to do the show, I
It was
was
nap time.
I was gone. I was like one of them dudes on that life support thing. And
He need, he needed a defibrillator.
yep,
And that
Josh
Cuban
said, "Hey,
coffee was that.
oh my God, that thing was good. That
Yeah.
thing hit right. Yep. I had the Jimmy legs and every damn thing.
So we're smoking the
Oh,
Aladino.
let me get the cutter right there, sir. If
Yes,
you don't
sir.
mind.
Which one?
That one right there in your hand.
There you go. I forget which one was this. Julio.
Julio
The full the
Cesar Chavez.
right. The Fumo Noche.
There you go.
Smoke at night, which we are doing. Um,
Where you
so
see
what we
that
got?
at?
We got
Where you see that at?
hey, what's at the bottom? You took it off.
Oh, okay, because I
Um,
see Julio on there. Julio, get the stretch. But go ahead.
so you may not sleep until Saturday, says White Hand. In our visit to Tampa, Cuban coffee is where it's at.
Yes.
Atabay Maduro LE for me tonight, says Mr. Paradigm. All right, there we go. So,
Mm.
not a Aladino. He's got to mix it up.
Hey,
Oh, that's true.
now his Aladino is his go-to
Right.
cigar. He's definitely a Aladino guy.
Yeah, we should bring out all these empty boxes. Smoking a Fiero Tiago Timeless Pan America tonight.
Who's that?
That's shockproof. I called out the
Oh,
Timeless
nice.
earlier. Crown has La Patissiere paired with a McKenna 10-year. Bro, wait till you see what we're gonna bring up to the screen later.
Oh,
Thomas LOL.
Brick House.
Atabay cigars are awesome. Yes, they are awesome. Smoking a brick house. There you go.
I
She's
love the
a
brick
brick
house.
house.
36, 24, 36.
36.
Some of you guys might not know about them dimensions, but you know, hey, IYKYK.
There you
There you
go.
go. If you know, you know.
If you can, you can.
That
If you
too.
care, you care.
So,
Drinking
what Reem
tequila
said,
Cimarron Blanco.
Alberdino. What is that?
That's his version of the Aladino. Is the
Oh,
Albertino.
Alberdino. Okay. Hey, you got jokes. All right. Appreciate it.
Bulmos Maduro and OMB Copper. Man,
Oh,
he's really on this beer kick, man. Rod.
yeah, Rod, you've been, yeah,
Yeah, you've been on this beer thing
hit
for a
them
while,
suds
bro.
there, brother. I hear you.
Aladino Julio R. Aurora. Jack. All
Yeah,
right.
that's the one we got. Smoking at night.
Okay. A
And
Santi size.
yeah, the size, what's that means? What size is that? Oh,
Looks like a Lancero.
yeah. Lancero
Ah.
on steroids. Because it's a little fatter than a Lancero, right? You got a yoked up Lanny over there. Yeah,
Oh,
doodle
here we
do.
go.
Doodle
Here
do.
we go, yo. And what the hell are we sipping on? What do we pour?
Oh, I had the 2XO. It wasn't the innkeeper, it was what? The tribute.
Yeah,
The tribute. That's what we have right here.
that's what we're sipping here. So
Boom.
cheers, y'all. Thank you for joining us. And we have Mr. Paradigm, Basement Jack, HOAA Ron, who made a trip out here. Not only that trip, but
What's on the
Shock
roof?
Proof is
What's
here.
on the roof? 100 proof. We got shock proof up on the roof. Yeah, we got shock proof up in the place to be
And he'll be here in front of the camera. Yeah,
shortly.
yeah,
Because what we got planned for you guys is this. And we talked about it on a previous show.
several times.
Yes, we wanted to provide you guys with
Bourbon knowledge
what I would consider the think tank
of bourbon,
of bourbon,
of liquor,
of liqueur.
liquor,
And
the liquor.
we spanned the globe and found the two of the best heavy hitters in the business today that's going to drop some knowledge and their input on some of these bourbons and some of these fine spirits we got lined up for you.
Yeah, yeah,
And we do got a nice little lineup
yeah.
to show.
I mean, I said we're starting at that table and working our way
Bam,
around.
bam, bam, bam.
Gonna be a
I-
hell of a show.
And we're gonna call it Uber when it's done.
Yeah.
But hey, I missed you guys last week. I don't know. I did chime in on the show. Last week was my anniversary. Me and the wife, we went out to Myrtle Beach. The weather was sucky. We was right in the middle of Debbie. Not Does Dallas, but
Whoa.
Debbie did
You and
Myrtle
your wife
Beach.
in the middle of Debbie?
Bam.
Hey.
De- Debbie
Hey,
did
hey.
Debbie did Myrtle Beach.
Beach. Whoa. Man. Sounds like somebody brought their video camera.
So the time we was down there, I was telling Will prior to the show, we might have had maybe a good hour or 2 hours actually laying on the beach because the
Out of
weather
the
was
whole week.
out of the whole week
Damn.
because the weather was horrible. But
No surfing?
nothing. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is.
So
Yeah.
Mr. Paradigm wants to be like shock proof when he grows up.
Mm,
We're gonna see how that stands up when they're both on camera talking about
mhm.
their liquorers.
Uh, don't remember Hee Haw when they had the dueling banjos? No, it wasn't Hee Haw. It was the dueling band. Ding, 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 ding.
Deliverance
Deliverance. Okay, well,
with Burt Reynolds.
they're gonna be doing dueling banjos over here.
Dueling bourbons.
There you go, dueling bourbons. The
Oh,
sommeliers.
so
Say that right? Sommeliers.
sommeliers,
Sommeliers.
Smolens, smoking
There
Smolens.
you go.
I have only read about some of these awesome bottles that Mr. Paradigm, 1981, has in the man cave. Awesome,
Awesome
collection.
collection.
Now that he's here to witness it
Yeah,
with his own eyes,
man. Seeing is
It-
believing.
is it not something you're gonna think about after you leave here? Be like, damn.
Hmm?
Yeah, right. It is better than most bars.
Better than all bars.
Bars.
I ain't seen half
Shit.
none of this stuff in none of the bars. I tell you. He- Yeah, oh yeah, most definitely.
Oh yeah, there's
Right.
more right next to you. Oh, here,
Yeah.
And Josh pulls out the bottle, goes two. Oh my God,
Oh, yeah,
bro.
we're gonna have some
Oh,
fun
this is gonna be
tonight.
fun tonight.
So
Oh, bro, you gotta see that there's an upstairs to this place. And there's a closet full of more.
Scotch, I think.
And his
He
and
said
his wife also has
he,
a closet full of wine.
he said backups.
Backups.
I don't even
Bro,
have I don't have a primary, let alone a backup.
backup.
You know, I tell you what, my Scotch collection consumes a monkey shoulder.
Consists of.
Him
Uh,
too.
you all better get shock
Hold
proof
on,
and
hold on,
Uber.
hold on. Speak up, Jack. We can't hear you. Oh, Jack over here in the crowd trying to correct me. I swear I didn't hear a word that came out of his mouth. I said consume. It is consist. There
Right.
you go. There you go. Y'all better get your proof of the Uber. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, but hey, real fast, guys. I know I am setting myself up when I said this.
Uh-oh.
But did y'all miss me? Here comes the jokes.
Ah,
Here comes the
so hold
jokes.
on. I'm gonna chime in
What's
first.
going on, Chico?
Chico in the house. What's up? Um, I did miss you
Appreciate it.
because we've done over 100 shows now.
Mm,
And I gotta say, the cool thing was though, we had everybody chime in for you.
yeah, I saw that.
We'll talk about you,
Well, I saw
talk
the
some
first.
shit
I
about
saw
you.
the first
You
hour.
saw the first hour. I mean, we had to go 2 hours. There was a lot of people up in there. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh my God.
everybody got airtime.
Right.
And if you guys missed it, you should definitely watch it again
Yeah.
and not hear Jack on mic, but
Yeah.
off mic.
Now Teddy said, "Oh wow, that monkey shoulder was his introduction and not going back." Yeah, I still got a bottle of the monkey shoulder, by the way. But that would look.
I think that's everybody's introduction.
I think yeah,
I think Ted got me into the monkey shoulder
monkey
at one
shoulder.
point.
Yeah,
Him
I
and
tell you
Reem.
what, monkey shoulder was hot for a minute. Now don't get it twisted.
Rod said he missed you like dog misses fleas.
Thank you, Rod. How's my damn flag holding up in the crib? Shot per account you used to have my father. Yes, I haven't smoked it yet. I was thinking about smoking it today, but yeah, yep. I got it. My father's going on 3 weeks, man. By the time I smoke it, yep.
3 weeks.
It's in this third trimester. I'll be birthing that rascal next week on the show.
Wow.
Well, that's what happens when I leave a cigar over at your house. I know it's in good hands.
Oh, it's
Because
you've got at least 2 or 3
if it was at
there
my house,
that's been there for months, by the way.
it would have been a dead soldier by now if it was at my
Oh, we
crib.
know. We know this basement would have been empty. Don't ever have him house watch. Lock these doors good.
He'll open up the door. He'll see me downstairs. My face will look like a dog on catcher's mitt because I'll be smoking so many daggone cigars. I'll be hotboxing them left and right.
Left and right.
Hey, I'll have a bad lung and a bad liver when it's all said and done. Oh
Oh,
man,
so Ted apologizes. He goes, "My bad, Will." No, dude. That whole monkey shoulder at the beginning, it wasn't bad
Hmm.
until we had better, and then we just kept going better and better and
yep.
better.
I told you. I
So,
also had the another low budget one, but it served its purpose. The Doers. Was it the White Lake?
yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Like I said, look, budget friendly and gets the job done. Just like when you was on your redemption kick for a
Oh,
while, and me
you
with the
can't even see
varsity.
a bottle of redemption in my house anymore.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
now it's all TX because I got to
Yeah.
constantly refill.
There we go. Well, you got a new fan on the
Yeah, I got to.
TX.
I created a
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
there you go. Yep. My man got started his own fan page. His OnlyFans
H-O,
page.
H-O-A-A Ron
Uh,
TX.
yep, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
TX. Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
good.
Like
Go
hell, proof
ahead.
you still got it. Like the little kid says,
Like, bullshit.
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 All right, so we do have somebody on Facebook too. So
Yeah, yeah,
Facebook is
yeah.
up and running. Okay, cool.
So, Chico, let me know if the sound is good. It should be good on
Yeah, it should
Facebook.
be
If
good.
if it's good on YouTube, it'll
Mm.
the same.
Speaking with Chico, we still got the promotion going
Yes,
on,
we still
right?
got
I
we
mean,
still got ATA cigars.
check about it.
Unfortunately, I can't go back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We lost Ruben
Ruben.
today.
Yeah, correct. Ruben,
Uh,
the producer's not here today.
not here today.
Mm.
What happened? No, I think he had like extra meeting after
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah. Work
so he
work
couldn't.
related.
Yeah, and he's not like 5 minutes away, so
Correct.
we understand.
Sure. So
But
we're
yeah,
doing the best we
ATA.
can.
We're still running that promotion. I think 20% off. And what was that code again?
Be easy, not greasy. Not the not greasy part,
Yeah,
but be
just
easy.
just be easy.
Be easy. Be easy, not greasy. So look, this is what we're gonna do here. Me and Will, we're gonna sit down and just kind of chit chat for a little bit, probably around the 30-minute mark or so. And then what we are gonna do after that,
We're gonna bring on the
we,
guest stars.
we're gonna bring the doggone menses
The mensas?
of
The menses or the
the
mensas?
mensas.
The men's mensas.
Correct.
All right.
So get your spirit questions lined up because we got two heavy hitters
Yeah.
over here. And I'm not talking heavy hitters like Michael Jordan and LeBron James because there's only one heavy hitter in that scenario. I'm talking about Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan. Because the last time I checked, Michael Jordan didn't need Steph Curry to bail him out to win a gold medal. But that's another story for another time for you LeBron James fans. And eh, I'm talking about Handlebars and Cigars Junior.
Junior. Yep.
Who's an avid,
Who we need back on the show again?
yeah, who's an avid LeBron James. Think he's the GOAT. But he needed a 6'3" shooting guard to bail him out.
But who's wearing that goat chain now?
Boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
exactly.
Papa
Oh, and Ted goes,
Papa Doc.
damn, I think the redemption is my bad as well. It might have
Oh,
been.
you
It
introducing him
might
back
have
here?
been.
Mm.
It might have been him who said, huh, try some redemption. I'm like, damn.
So this Aldino is good.
Are you getting anything from it?
Well, I know you said a little
Well, I
oaky.
got oakiness at the start. I'm feeling more of the liquor right now than I am the
Well, I tell you one thing, and shout out again to Josh who gifted us these
mm,
cigars to smoke. Thanks again, sir. One thing off the rip, and I know it really falls in line with the fermenting process that the Aladino cigars. I don't get none of that bite that you would normally would get.
right.
It is smooth,
That's that no ammonia.
aromatic, a great draw,
Oh, amazing draw.
amazing draw.
I mean, the
Yeah.
ash, it's
Now
beautiful
you've
all
been
around.
working on. I just
Yeah.
started on mine,
Well,
but
I lit mine before the show.
correct, correct. But question: is this a hard cigar to find? Is this a brick and mortar, or I mean, where would I have to go? Because I really, to be honest, I really don't see a lot of Aladinos out there in our brick and mortars.
Not the ones we usually go to.
Correct.
So yeah, yeah.
JRs, right?
No, burners.
Yeah, he said JRs too, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, burners is
Okay.
closer,
Yeah,
and then
and
JR's after.
Burlington for J. Okay, vintage does. Oh,
Okay,
really? Okay, okay.
nice.
Now, is there a certain reason why it hasn't really made it over on this side of the town for us, or how does that work?
I think it's the reps for Aladino, and they only go to certain shops that
Okay,
buy enough.
gotcha.
I don't know enough about the brick and mortars and their reps and what they carry, but speaking of some B&Ms, shout out to State Line Cigars, 9939 over in South Carolina.
Lancaster.
Lancaster?
Yeah, Indian Trail.
Indian
Indian Land. I'm
Land.
sorry, Indian Land. Indian Land. Shock proof. He said, "Do Kel still have the My Father Judge?" It's been the $64,000 question. Do I still have the My Judge cigar that was gifted to me a couple of weeks ago? And the answer to that is yes, because I left it over at Will's house. Because if that didn't happen, that cigar would have been a dead soldier.
It would have been gone.
It would have been
It
gone.
was gone.
So I will be smoking that. So I said it was 3 weeks or so. It's in this third trimester. It's probably the second longest tenureship of any cigar I ever had. Right now it's almost like Cal Ripken on the
Oh God.
maturing streak.
But check this out. So Ted said cigar shop has them also.
Huh? I haven't. I need to check.
So Aladino supplies a lot of tobacco to several brands.
Oh, they do.
Which brands?
Which brands? Black and Mouse? No. Swisher Sweets?
Swisher Sweets? Oh, Gurkha?
Optimos. My old man used to smoke Optimos.
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 Like Optimos Prime?
There you go. I didn't know that. So next time I'm at the cigar shop, I got to check them out.
Yeah,
And
gotta check it
again,
out.
shout out to the cigar shop too, as well. We haven't shouted these guys out in a minute.
Well,
Actually, I
because it's
went.
not their month.
I understand, but still, it wasn't their month. Last month, we didn't shout them out at all. And I just want to give them a quick shout out at 14001 East Independence Boulevard. I went there today. Actually, bought a couple of
Did
sticks.
you really? And you didn't see an Aladino?
No, I wasn't looking for an Aladino.
Ah, okay. What were you
Yeah.
looking for? Norteños?
Well, Nathaniel,
Yeah.
yeah.
My father's?
My father, yeah. I didn't get a my father though. I got
Some
some
Olivas?
Nathaniels. I've been on this doggone Bella Artis.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I've been on Bella Artis for the last 3 or
Right?
4 visits, man.
You know how I know that? How I know you've been on a Bella Artes?
Probably that bag of
That bag of bands you gave me. I'm like, Bella Artes. Oliva?
yeah.
My father.
Yeah.
Bella Artes. I'm like, damn, bro,
Yeah, man.
for
I've
real.
been on that hot and heavy, man.
And a couple of Norteños were thrown
Yeah,
in there
yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah.
So I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen.
I mean, something about that dog on Bella Artis.
No, it's good.
It is good. It is
Now,
real good.
you like that better than the New World, correct?
Yes.
What? Why?
Why? It's to me, it's more of a I would say deeper flavor profile than a New World would give me.
Okay.
I think it's more of a richer
See,
type of smoke.
I agree with you because the Bella Artes to me has more flavor.
Yes, it has more character.
That too.
Yeah, than the New World. The New World's a little bit more light.
Yeah,
for me.
it's a lighter version.
Exactly.
Kind of like the Adobe to the Nica Rustica, right?
Exactly.
Shout out to Matt Bruger. You are very welcome for the shirt. He got it in today.
Nice.
It said it was going to be there tomorrow. I'm glad you got it. Thank you for the support. He's sporting one of these.
Nice. All
got to take a picture. We'll post it up.
Nice.
So shout out to you, Matt.
Now, I'm going to debunk a myth that's been in.
There's no Sasquatch
in television. They say the camera supposed to make you look what 5 pounds lighter,
20 pounds heavier.
This camera, the way I'm sitting, I'm looking like I'm about to give birth.
It's that Buddha belly.
Yeah, you can't even see. You see, like Harley's all fucking scrunched up, and you see
Davidson is stretched out.
Davidson, the word Davidson is screaming. It is leaping out. It is leaping. Yeah. Everybody say, what's a Hard Davidson shirt?
Hard Davidson.
I'm in my third trimester. Hey, I got
just as long as that cigar's been waiting.
I got one better for you, Mr. Paradigm. I'm over here doing Lamar's. I'm in Lamar's classes right about now.
Who's your coach?
I just looked at myself. I said, "Oh my God, Davidson is like, oh my goodness, you could take your glasses off and see that damn Davidson.
You could.
Good Lord, but that's good. That's come from good eating.
That's right. Over your anniversary week.
Man,
there you go. Who else had an anniversary? It was Rob, wasn't it?
Rob.
What you go on?
My walking buddy, Rob.
Oh,
Rob, not Rod.
Not Rod. Rob.
Okay. And you.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
I went through 28.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
at 39.
39, and Rob was at 40.
Damn. Damn.
Mm. And the funny thing about it, one anniversary is August 2nd, another one's on August 3rd,
And
and
the
the
other one
last
is
one's on
it was
August 4th.
4th. Yep.
That's crazy.
It is, man. That was a good month to get married, I guess.
Mhm. I know it was hot as fuck for me. I know.
Well, I got married in DR. It was hot as fuck.
Mm.
Oh Lord. So what we doing next?
All right, so look, this is what we're gonna do. Let me do a quick time check.
What's the time?
All right,
Yep,
8:28.
8:28.
So we got about 2 good minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and relinquish these seats and bring out the
Heavy
hitters,
hitters.
and they're gonna go through a couple of profiles on some of these spirits, and kind of chime in and expand.
We'll make it easy. We'll stand behind the TV and egg them on.
Yeah,
In
yeah, yeah. Make
case they
fun.
camera
Oh
shy. I
yeah.
know. I know. Josh's been on camera.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know about Shockproof over here though.
For sure, pros.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. All right. All right. All right. We good with that?
Uh-huh. Now you, now, Mr.
I think
Perry,
he good.
Mr. Perry done with the checkers makeup.
He's checking his makeup.
His nose a little shiny. He powder his nose.
I guarantee he won't come across the camera as being orange this time.
Mm, mm, mm.
Shout out to El Rojo. Hey, Ron.
Yep.
His new nickname. Yeah. Oh, bro.
You
We all
know,
we all look at
hey,
different.
you know these divas, they gotta make sure their hair and makeup is all fucking right and shit like that, before they get on the camera. But
Shit, I even took off my hat. I know my hair
but
is all fucked up. I don't
no,
even I don't even care. You ain't got no hair to worry about.
there you go. Yes, sir. Bad thing
Ah,
about it, I have hair. I just don't like for it to grow out. I ain't got no slick spots up in my joint yet. No landing strips.
no landing strips. Dude, you should do like a tiny mohawk.
Oh, Jesus. I'm a little bit too old for that. Well, I look like an old Clobber Lang or something, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
A
I pity the
yeah,
fool that
yeah,
don't wear a mohawk.
a hunched over Clobber Lang. Could you imagine that? I'm like,
Uh,
yeah. Huh? It'll grow out. Oh, bro. Let me tell you,
yeah, yeah.
off
Right?
off
Right.
off camera, I'm gonna show you a picture that I was in a dark space, and I let my hair and my damn facial hair grow out. I'm gonna show you a picture,
Was that
and
COVID?
I look like a homeless dude. It was during COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that was my hair too. It was just like a
yeah.
fro.
I look. It won't be kid and play. I can tell you that for sure.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I won't be that kid, and I'm not gonna play.
Yeah, right. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and bring to the table here, Shockproof and Mr. Paradigm, aka Josh, Shockproof, aka Kevin, and we're gonna go ahead and get some spirits and stuff lined up for them and have them
Yeah,
chit chat. So you guys are ready for that? Just throw your hands up and say hell yeah, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Give me a
yeah,
hell
hell
yeah,
yeah.
hell yeah. All right, coming to you live.
Read the
Wait a second.
not clobber.
Oh, Clubber Lang.
Hell, it's clubber.
Yeah, I'm his little brother.
Him too. Oh,
Frederick Doug.
Frederick
Yeah,
Douglass.
yeah. Saw me when I was at that dog space there.
Did you really look like Frederick
And
Douglass?
he called me Frederick. Yeah,
Oh,
Frederick Douglass.
hell yeah.
All right. So, coming to the chairs right now. We got two of the best people I know and the smartest people I know when it comes down to some of these high end stuff.
Well, here's the thing how it came about, right?
Yeah,
So we've been doing the show,
yeah.
and we've always got Shockproof chiming in. We've got Mr. Paradigm chiming
What's
in.
up, Sandman?
Sandman.
Oh
Hells
man.
yeah.
All right, we got a treat for you, Sandman. Hold on.
So here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
We always get schooled by these boys,
Mm,
men, boys to men,
yep,
um, talking about the spirits.
correct.
And we're like, damn, what?
And the bad thing is, right?
Damn, what?
We over here thinking we did something. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
sure.
you gotta try that. I'm like,
Yeah,
God damn,
yeah.
what?
I got the the 2XO innkeeper. here's
Like, here you go, Kel.
yeah, here's shockproof. Oh, do you got this one? You got that? I mean, you got that one too. Oh, that one is good. Oh, you got this one over here. Oh yeah, I got a sip of that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I had a
yeah,
sip of that
yeah, yeah,
yesterday. Oh,
yeah.
oh shit.
Maybe it's a paradigm, boy. They're like two machine guns.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh, you got this one. I said, all right. Well, I tried. I'm almost scared to say some shit. You know what I'm saying?
You're scared of saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I like Eagle Rare.
I had a blackness. Oh well, you know, black is all right, but you gotta try this one. You gotta try that one. You gotta
Exactly.
booyaka,
Shoot,
booyaka.
shoot you down. Shoot them down.
I,
Yeah.
I used up all my allowance money to, scraping my damn hand in the ashtray to get a bottle of blackness. And I thought I done,
You did something.
but you know what? I did
You
do
did. You
something.
did do something.
But these guys did something more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's give it up for him.
All right, let's give it up. All right, coming to the chairs, we got Mr. Paradigm and Mr. Shock.
Shockproof.
So what you gonna drink, brother?
So much.
You like rice?
I do.
I got this. Have you had this?
Not the part. Nope. I've not had their rye. Their was it the twice barrel, double barrel that they had? I think it was the year before. Because they released the year before. That was awesome.
So this is a big one. So I guess I do.
Oh, that's this.
Yeah. Whoop. It's probably a little heavy for me. That's the new one from only problem with the camera, man. I look half bald. They're gonna confuse me for Kel.
You guys look happy. So what we got? We got questions or what is it? We just supposed to just talk?
And then we'll kick it off.
All right. Well, host starts first. This is your man cave.
All right. Well, my name is Josh, and I guess we'll talk about what we're smoking and drinking tonight. There we go. Yeah. So for me, I've already smoked a couple Aladinos today. That's kind of my daily thing. So I've got I think you see in the camera, this is a Atabay ST Maduro limited edition. So it's decided to switch it up with these guys tonight. How about you?
That's awesome smoke. So I have the Ferio Tego, the timeless Panamericana. For those that don't remember, I think it was Nat Sherman, was an old cigar brand. They got purchased by Ferio Tego, and then they kind of just they did it, right. So Nat Sherman went out of business, and the company Ferio Tego took over, and they've released a few new blends, but they're kind of keeping that timeless brand out there.
And Douglas asked, what are we drinking? So this is a Parker's Heritage Collection. This is the 10-year rye. It's kind of big, it's 128.8, so it's not the hottest, but it's got the flavor to match the heat. It gives a little bit of a what they call a Kentucky hug.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So Shockproof is my line name. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. All right.
The mic was off.
Mic was off.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Will. All right. So Shockproof, that's just my fraternity line name that I was given back in 1999. So
Because of anything?
No, not because of anything special.
It's not like you could take a taser for a while.
Not quite. It wasn't quite that bad.
Nice. What do you say, Josh? You got to do over your glasses when you say what you smoke.
Like Kel? Like him? Make sure I see it straight.
Oh.
Yeah, they're a little delayed on that screen.
Oh yeah, that's actually what's live there. You're getting it free here.
Awesome.
So let's start on how you come up with it. I think it's back from like the AOL days. I just old screen name. 81 is when I was born, if you can believe that. I can't believe it.
81.
Man, baby.
I know, I'm tall for my age. You can't believe how handsome I am, born all that long ago.
I was 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in 75. So
Okay, so here's a question with Josh. When were you first introduced to your drinking bourbon?
Drinking bourbon. Oh, my grandpa, he always had Chivas was his drink. And so I think I started drinking scotch first, but then that's back when Macallan 12 was, $35 a bottle. Macallan 18 was like 75 or 80, which seemed like a lot of money at the time. And then bourbon got expensive. And then I switched to bourbon a little bit more, primarily during the winter time because it's a little sweeter. And then, all these hipsters caught on and stuff. So now, can't keep anything sacred now.
um so it's kind of a family tradition, and it also depends upon whether or not you call this bourbon. So my dad always had Jack Daniels in the house, right? Tennessee whiskey, but classification honestly it's a bourbon, right? Um
Jason said Kale was born in 81, 1881.
1881. So I got introduced to it just seeing it around the house, and first drink was actually my 13th birthday. Uh, Pop poured me a Jack and Coke and let me have my first actual sip of Jack Daniels.
Nice.
And that was just it was kind of a family thing. So now it's kind of just what my family does. Christmas time we pass out bottles of Jack, right?
What kind of Jack? Like the Coy Hill Jack or a regular Jack?
Well, now it's more like the Sinatra.
Yep.
So we'll always buy a few of those and just pass them out amongst my brothers and cousins and everybody.
So what's the difference? Okay,
Yeah, old number 7 gives you a headache now.
Yeah. So Jack Daniels. So Kale was asking, what's the difference in them? And it's kind of like I've done blinds with people a lot, and the one that wins for novice whiskey drinkers more than anything is Wild Turkey 101.
Oh yeah, are we right?
So I love Wild Turkey. I love Russell's. You see a Russell's 13 up there in the bunker. I got a couple of bottles of 15. I was having brought.
Oh man,
I got Wild Turkey
like
Rare
just came
Breed.
out.
That's Rare Breed is good. So all of those are turkeys, but I mean they're good bourbons.
Yeah, yeah,
And the Wild Turkey 101, you can't go wrong with that. So all these people chasing all these things, there's a lot of good stuff out there just sitting on the shelf.
sitting on the shelf.
Maker's
Yeah.
Mark is great. Cooper's Craft 101. But Jack Daniels is kind of like that too. So you can get the regular Jack on the airplane, and it's fine. It's probably about as good as a Woodford. But then if you get like Gentleman's Jack, single barrel, the one that everyone
Yeah.
chases is the Coy Hill.
Yeah, yeah.
well, I know which one I want to try because I just saw it.
Let's see. Well, this is the only one I got here. So this is a single barrel, and it's
Stag.
yeah.
Stag
Go
is
for it.
awesome, man.
So,
It's been a
Stag
minute.
is awesome.
so like this one's special. You can find that around. It's not the Coy Hill, but it's 127 proof. It's good. And then
So I found that the with the single barrels, the Jack Daniel's single barrels, the higher proofs, while they're hotter, they give you more flavor. And they just fit me better. So like when I go to the store and I'm looking for single barrel jacks, it's like 130 and above.
well, another one to look at if you're looking for something not too expensive and you can find is Jack Daniel's Bonded. And it's not really bonded. That's kind of a faux pas. It's good. It's good drink, so I'm about to bash it. But bonded is only for bourbon, and bourbon is only from Kentucky. Jack Daniels is from Tennessee.
Tennessee whiskey.
So it's
The
it's
charcoal
close.
mellowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good juice too, and it's like $40 a bottle. It ain't that expensive, but it's good. It it's kind of like cigars, I think. If I'm smoking a $5 cigar and my friend is smoking a $500 cigar, we could still be friends because it's kind of like a brotherhood. He likes
That's
it.
kind of vice versa though, right? Because he's smoking an Atabey Black, which is like a $50 cigar. And I had this Ferio Timeless, which is probably like a $15, $16 cigar.
That's still a lot for a cigar, though, man. Anything over
It is,
$10, it
right?
better be good.
I asked Josh earlier if he paired cigars to his drink, and he said no. He's primarily a cigar guy first, and drink often. Do you pair your cigars, your drink, or you'll drink whatever you feel comfortable with at the time, with whatever cigar is smoking?
Um,
Does that make sense?
it does. Do I pair? I guess technically yes, but I don't. I don't necessarily like try to think too much about it. It's really just what am I feeling at that time, right? So if I want a heavier cigar, then I'm not going to pull out a 90 proof bourbon and smoke with a real heavy Maduro strong cigar, right? Because it'll just overpower it. So it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day, what time of day,
Yeah, and we
and all
got
this kind of stuff.
a couple questions up here, so I'll take the first one, then you take Rod's. So,
Right.
Hayden Navarre said, "What's your top 5 bourbons?" Is this the one I'm having right now? The one before that? The one before that? The one before that? And then the one before that.
Great answer. Great answer.
That's what they listen.
Yeah. Hey, I can't beat that one. I can't beat
We have
that.
a question from Rod.
Yeah.
Explain what bonded means. This is the last one.
Yeah, bonded.
Like criminal bonded.
Nah, bonded. It's a term that came back. I think it was in the 20s, 1920s or so like that, when whiskey, yeah, prohibition. So whiskey was illegal to sell. There was only a few distilleries that were able to do it. And then they established this law and all this kind of stuff, right?
No, that's not true. That's incorrect, my friend.
Okay. Yeah, here we go.
So,
Challenge.
Challenge. Bottled and Bond was the
That's
first.
it, ball and bond.
Yeah, it was the first Consumer Protection Law Act because back in the day, to sell whiskey in the saloons, they would sell you the barrel, and so they would bring different samples along, and so the saloons, they didn't know if it was watered down or if you were getting what you sampled at the
You
time,
didn't know what there was.
and so they bottled it, and that bottle was bonded by the U.S. government, which is still enforced today. So if you go to the federal government's website, you can find the number. If someone sells you a bottled and bond bottle and you don't think that's what it is, you can file a complaint with them. But it was essentially so they bottled it, and you were sure to get what you bought. But in order to be considered bottled and bond, it has to be Kentucky. It has to be 100 proof or 50/50, and it has to have a minimum of 4 years, and it has to have a specific mash bill. And so the thing that's important to remember about that too is like you can get Cooper's Craft bottled and bond, $35 all day long on every shelf out there. It's bottled and bond. You can get Early Times bottled and bond. I got like 3 or 4 cases of the old with the plastic cap on it before Sazerac bought it. That was old Brown Foreman juice. And so that was $25 for a liter, not 750 milliliters. But if you buy any bottled and bond, it's essentially the same recipe for a minimum of 4 years. And you can get $25, $30 bottled and bond, or you can get, I don't think I've seen any over $100 retail, and we're not talking about secondary values now,
Yeah,
but retail. Yeah, like E.H. Taylor.
Is there anybody here? Yes, sir.
Now, also with ball and bond, right? It's like the grains have to be grown in like a certain period, like the same year or the same season or something like that, right? So you have to grow it, harvest it, and then turn it into bourbon within a certain amount of time.
Well, hold on.
Mashing is the girls that step on the wheat that he's talking about. They can only have a certain number of teeth because they're from Kentucky.
No, what I was going to say is, so basically, bottled and bond and bonded is basically you have a certificate for that bottle you bought.
The government,
The
yeah,
government-
the
the
government
government
backs
kinda
it up.
oversees it.
Right, the government backs it up, but it's basically like their little sign off certificate of that being exactly what you paid.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, the
Douglas
thing
Scott-
about that bonded that I don't know is true, but what I've heard, the Jack Daniels bonded is actually the same as Sinatra, but it's younger. They use kind of the same barrel charring, and with the Sinatra, they cut like extra grooves
in the barrel to try to give it a little bit more flavor. And they do the same thing for the bonded, but they just don't age it as long.
Okay. Douglas had said bottle and bond must be 100 proof and at least 4 years, and in Kentucky.
That's right. 4 years
Yep.
and in Kentucky. That's true.
Yep.
And, one of the things in the bourbon industry now, like a lot of places and a lot of hobbies, it's about transparency. So like Aladinos are talking about cigars. They're one of the few brands that I like watches or timepieces. So they talk about in-house. So they make the case, they make the movement, they make the finishing, like they do everything. They make the dial. Everything is done in-house. All the Aladino cigars, like they grow their seeds, they plant the seeds, they control all of the environment that they do that. And in bourbon, one of the things that's becoming more and more prevalent is one of the biggest juice makers in the world is MGP in Indiana.
Ross and Squibbs or something.
Yeah,
Change their name.
that's right. So like Penelope was bought by this company. Any of the Smoke Wagon, that's MGP. And MGP, they sell to everyone, and they might
A
finish
lot of
it or
bourbon is
change it.
MGP.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But one of the things that people are looking for is the transparency on the bottle. So a lot of it, you might have like Eagle Rare, for example. The new Eagle Rare, they call it NAS or non-age stated, whereas the OG Eagle Rare said 10 years on it. It's still 10 years, but sometimes you might buy a bourbon. So just be careful. If you see something over $100 and it doesn't tell you how old it is, it doesn't tell you the mash bill. It might be some fancy marketing, but it might not be that good a juice. So a lot of people want to know, what's the recipe? Is it high rye? How much wheat is in it? What percentage is what? And the companies that are kind of like trying to be transparent about it, and the more sought after ones, that's really what they're going for. But also, the thing that changes is year over year. That if I go out and buy that juice, it might be better. You could get a lot of bourbons. People will say, like, I got one of my favorites up there behind us is the Michter's 10. People will pay more for certain years of Michter's 10 or any of the antique collection, the Stag, the William Lou Weller, Eagle Rare. If you buy a certain year on the secondary value, that could have several $100 of a price swing, just
Thousands.
depending on the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. It could be worth thousands on the secondary.
So there's a couple questions up there. Douglas had said Evan Williams bottle and bond is a great buy, straight for mixers.
Yep. Another
Those girls must also go snipe hunting and have jackalopes as pets. And Ron said that Douglas, thanks for that. I basically only drink bourbon and whiskey sour, so that's good info for me. And speaking of,
this is my buddy Jack. So we caught this guy snipe hunting a couple weeks ago. So his body's behind the wall. It's on the other side back there, and we ate the feet for some stew. But these jackalopes. These are good eating here in the South.
Okay, so let's John, what's your oldest bottle that you have in the house?
How the oldest that I've had, or how much?
that you still have in the house, or that he's ever had.
In current.
Okay.
A couple years ago, I wrapped up a bottle of Macallan 30 that I had for 10 years. I bought it when I was 30 years old. I actually bought it on eBay when you could buy alcohol on eBay.
Really?
Yeah. So I nursed that about 10 years. So my scotches are a lot. So bourbons are different than scotches. So bourbon, past 10 years, you got to be really careful with it because it might be over oaked. But if you get Canadian whiskey, like here's an Old Perfection that's 14 years, and this is going to taste very different than something of a bourbon that's aged for 14 years because it's aged more like a scotch in the cold climate. And part of what happens in bourbon in Kentucky and Indiana, where most of the bourbon comes from, gets very hot and very cold. So those temperature swings are going to have a different effect on the wood to the juice. And you have to think of it like if you're making a steak, or chicken or any kind of meat, that's the juice and the ingredients you put in. The salt, the pepper, the flavor that you put on the outside, that comes from the barrel. And it's just like wine. You can get the same kind of wine in different barrels. And if the barrels are overcharred, less charred, French oak, American oak, white oak, it's going to completely change the flavor of that. And one of my favorite wine tastings in California is Del Dado. So they age everything in the cave. And one of the things they do, they stick the wine thief in the barrel, they pull it out, and they'll let you taste back to back juice in different barrels. Or it might be the same even wood from different barrel manufacturers because these barrels are expensive. And if it's more charred, less charred, that has a substantial flavor difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's another question for you guys. Coming from Douglas. Have either of you had Heaven Hill Crane to glass bourbon or rock? Good bottles, in my opinion. A bit pricey though, at 100.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I passed on those about 2 weeks ago. Just because I saw a bottle of Joseph Magnus and I picked that one up instead of getting those.
With
So
the
I've not had it.
with the Parkers that we're drinking, that comes out of the Heaven Hill Distillery.
Yep.
Someone said, "What's the most expensive bottle?" The most expensive bottle that I've ever had is the stuff I give to a friend or share with a friend that pours it over ice or mixes it with Coke.
Yeah.
Large question.
No.
Do you have a question?
I keep probably about 50 bottles.
That's a collection.
I have a question. Smoky show?
No.
Shock. I had a question. Started off with a lot about Jack Daniels.
Yep.
And the history of Jack Daniels. His master distiller used to be
Ernest Nearest Green. Uncle Nearest.
So a lot of that background stemmed from what used to happen in back in the day between Nearest Green's family and Jack Daniels' family, molding the black and white community together.
I don't know.
Great question.
That's an honest, great question. I don't know. I know the recipe and how to do it.
He was the marketer, but he wasn't.
He wasn't the distiller.
Nearest Green was
He was the distiller.
the name behind that nobody ever saw, but if you saw the pictures back in the day,
Yeah.
It was the house.
so shock.
Yeah. Now the pictures that you see is his grandson. I think it's not actually him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So moving forward, though, if you try to repeat the question, because I don't know if this question was actually heard.
On air?
Yeah, because of how the microphone.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah. So, yeah. So Uncle Nearest had a good suggestion. So we'll try to repeat the question a little bit better, and then
Yeah. So the question was just around Jack Daniels. Uncle Nearest, obviously, he was the master distiller that was basically behind Jack Daniels brand, and just asking, was their relationship kind of
Was it a carryover
a carryover?
from the whole start of the Jack Daniels brand? Like, do you see it coming through your family?
he's asking, was that your great great grandpappy? Was that Uncle Nearest?
No. So my
There's a lot of history.
my grandfather did moonshine.
Something to fill
Like,
it out.
yeah.
History nowadays has been a little bit more repetitive because that issue was suppressed for so long on the Jack Daniels family of who was the actual master. They only recently acknowledged
Yep.
the fact that Nearest Green was their master distiller. So now, if you ask that question now, I would tend to agree with you. But prior, maybe 4 or 5, maybe even 10 years ago, that might have been a different response. Because like I said, that information you didn't know about this most recent. Right.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Jack Daniels family is really responsible for helping getting the Uncle Nearest distillery started.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So while they may not have acknowledged it, I guess in the past, they fully embraced it. At least from my perspective, they fully embraced it. And I can't remember who it is, but somebody sits on the board at Uncle Nearest and help them get started. And making sure that, hey, if they needed anything, that Jack Daniels would be right there with them.
So I got a couple of questions. Rod asks, are the charred barrels reused? If so, how many times are they reused? If not, are they repurposed for any other spirits or products?
Yes, but
Yeah.
not for bourbon, right? Bourbon is always a new American oak charred barrel. So you can reuse barrels, and they use those for whiskey, right? So
Whiskey, wine, beer, furniture.
yeah,
Furniture.
so
definitely.
you can definitely reuse the barrel,
Good-
but you can't call it bourbon. Whatever you come out of that second use, it's
Yeah.
no longer bourbon.
A good barrel's over $1,000.
So Douglas has a question. There is a huge debate about how long the shelf life is of an open bottle of bourbon / whiskey. What's your take on that?
But I had the Macallan 30 that was open 10 years and it was fine.
Yeah, I was going to say to you, yeah,
It's not like wine. Now, it will open up and it will change slightly over time. Um, but as long as you're not leaving it open, indefinitely or whatever, there's a lot of heat in there. So, bourbon gives off a lot more gas, a lot higher proof than a wine. So it reacts a lot more differently to alcohol. It for sure will change and develop over time, but I I don't think there's really a time limit. But
yeah. I would say I wouldn't put a time limit on it. It's just keep it in kind of a well keep the temperature nice. Don't leave it in the sun and things like that. So put it in a dark room, keep it cool. And I've had bottles that lasted for years. Not 10 years, but
Yeah.
2 or 3 years.
Cigars sometimes take off the shelf in working order, and it's a little tough to smoke. But you keep it in the humidor for a while, and it's seasoned.
Yeah, so
Same for all.
it's different. So the question was, well, what about cigars? How do they age differently? So first of all, bourbon, if it ages out and it's too old, I mean, you probably need to learn how to make friends or like do some evaluation because you need to invite some people over and drink it, right? This is about community.
Yeah.
But cigars, it's different. They will develop, they'll get smoother. But what happens is there's a lot of natural chemicals in cigars. When we talk about chemicals, it's not like a cigarette where a cigarette they pump chemicals in to get you addicted. It's not like that. Cigars are one of the first and most prevalent. Everything is organic. It doesn't have an organic label on it. But these farmers are very particular about the pride and joy, and very similar to bourbon. They have their own ways of rolling that are similar but also different. Same ways of aging, similar, different. Same ways of farming. They're very similar, but also, they've got their own kind of tricks of the trade, if you will. But a cigar, if you were to, cut the cigar and then roll it right away, it would taste very harsh. And a lot of that harshness you're tasting,
It's ammonia.
yeah, that's the ammonia. That's the chemicals that sit there. So like Aladino, they've got an aging process that's, time is money, right? And so, they take great pride in that and they do a lot of things in the very traditional old way. That's not the most efficient way. It's not the most cost effective way, but you get a great product. If you stick a cigar in your humidor, one of the interesting things about that, like my cigars are going to taste different than Kevin's because tobacco is a flavor sponge. It's going to take on kind of whatever's around it or in your humidor over time, but it you get rid of that harshness. Like one of the cigars that people say needs to sit a lot is an Opus X. I think they taste fine, right
taste
away,
fine,
but
yeah.
over years, they do kind of mellow out, and the flavors get more nuanced, and they also they kind of inherit what's around them. So one of my favorite things to smoke too is I work in technology, and in technology, you go to India pretty often, and one of the things they smoke over there they call it a beedi. And so beedies in India, either poor people or gangsters smoke them. But it's basically like a little cigarette, and it's just tobacco leaf rolled up.
Rolled up.
You can get a pack of 100 for like $2 US. When I say they're cheap, they're super cheap. And when you smoke those right out of the gate, they're harsh and they will hurt you. But you put them in a humidor with some coffee beans on the bottom, they mellow out. A lot of those chemicals we're talking about, they kind of go away, and they're not quality tobacco, or it's all about just something with people for low income. So it's not like this. But if you age it and you put them on something like cigar beans, it gets really interesting.
Well, so I want to piggyback off that. with cigars, just regular, not jalapenos, but cigars in general. If you put coffee beans in your humidor, will they affect the cigar?
They'll affect the cigar, but
Is it
they'll
a good
affect,
effect?
but they'll ruin your
It's all
humidor. They'll affect the whole humidor and everything in it, and you'll never
everything
get
in
it
it.
out.
Yeah.
So one of the questions on from Rod is
Yeah.
there a specific method to charring barrels? Yes, fire on wood. That's it. Man, they just stick a blowtorch in there and
What's the
char it.
purpose of that?
Char.
It adds a chocolate flavor. I mean, it's the same thing as putting a crust on steak.
Yeah. It kind of releases the tannins and the stuff within the wood to kind of blend and mellow with the bourbon. There is no specific method. Everybody does something different, which is how you can get so many different brands of bourbon out there, right? The how long you sit up there and you char it, right? There's different levels. I think 1 through 5 um, of charring. So it just depends. There's like I was saying with the Sinatra, they actually cut grooves into the staves to kind of give it additional wood flavor, right? Get the flavor from more of the inside of the staves themselves a little bit. So it's just everybody does something a little different.
Well,
I mean, I've seen staves where they drill holes through it, so it almost looks like a flute in a way. So I've seen staves in different forms.
yeah,
so
but it
you-
changes a lot just even from the same wood. For example, a lot of y'all don't know, Kevin and I are half brothers. We have the same mom,
Right.
but our
Different
dad,
hands.
our dads had different techniques, and you see how we turned out. You know?
Now, the other question was, how did you guys get introduced to cigars? So, similar to like the bourbon question, how did you get introduced to cigars?
2005 was my first cigar. I went to a conference for my job, and I was around a bunch of executives, and in their suite enjoying Jack Daniels, and I saw a guy sitting out. Well, he was standing out on the deck, and he was smoking a cigar. And I went out there and was just talking to him, introducing myself to him because I didn't know him. He was from California, and we got to talking, and he asked, "Did I smoke cigars?" And I was like, "No, I don't." I was like, "But I'm willing to try." And he was like, "Well, if this is gonna be your first cigar, I'll make it a good one." And he gave me a Monte Cristo #2. So that was my very first cigar. Yeah, my very first cigar. And then after that, when I came back home from that place, my boss, we played golf every Friday afternoon, and he would smoke cigars. So we would stop by the cigar shop, grab a cigar, go to the golf course, and play.
Nice.
And it's just been smoking cigars ever since, right? But
So what's your handicap?
man, I don't want to talk about
You don't want to talk golf.
it.
I remember about you.
I think I was attracted to the community aspect of it. Just a bunch of guys, smoking. And I thought it was interesting. But cigars, I think it's a lot to do with the last true social outlet that a man has. It's the only thing where you're sitting down, you're not competing. I'm not trying to compare, am I as handsome as this guy or, is as smart as Kel, but I travel a lot for work. And so if I'm in Detroit, for example, I'm probably the only white guy in the lounge. I've been to Houston, again, only white guy. It's a bunch of guys from South America, Central America. Nobody cares. And it's
Nobody.
really the only
Yeah.
place that I've been to. I smoke in DC all the time. And back when you could smoke in Draper's, that was my place. And you can have political conversations with people here in DC. So of course you're talking about politics,
Of course.
but it's like you've already found common ground. And like a lot of things, even in politics right now with all the election, everything else like that, what you'll find is if you take personalities aside and you focus the conversation on what is the end goal you want, I think you do find that people have more in common than what they have in different.
Difference.
Now, the path to get to that commonality might vary, but a lot of things like Shockproof's wearing a Harley Davidson hat. I'm a motorhead, man. Anything that burns gas, I'm all about. I love taking engines apart. I love cars, so that's another commonality. Kevin's wearing a nice clock on his wrist. I love nice timepieces, and so already cigars are kind of what brought us together, but even though I don't know this guy, super well, it's cigars, whiskey. We have that in common. Even if we had none of the other stuff in common, like that's enough to have a conversation about someone you might not know. In a cigar lounge, you have a cigar, which is a crutch to start up a conversation with someone you might not know. And it's kind of like if we're out on Route 66 and I'm in a fast motorcycle that's engineered well, and then Kevin's in a Harley and he's broke down, I'll stop and help him because we have that in common.
So you got a really tricky question.
I,
From Douglas to the entire group, which president was the first commercial distiller? Bonus points for what type of spirit? Winner gets an attaboy. Not to be confused with atabay.
oh, no, George Washington was a
Yeah, George
distiller.
Washington. Yeah, George Washington.
Atabay, yes. Scotch and yeah. And that was a true question. What's the We're gonna go with George Washington. What brought you guys to the Cigarage? How'd you meet up with Bill?
Oh, I want to go first. I saw the little logo, and I started making fun of that tiny bike with that big guy on it. That's a true story.
Yeah, for me, handlebars and cigars popped up on my YouTube feed for Harley Davidsons, and I watched a couple videos and saw that he was filming outside of Independence Harley, and I was like, man, he's like close. So subscribed and just started following, and then like they started doing the cigars, and it's rest is kind of history after that, right? It was like first meet and greet. It's like I gotta go, and that's when I met Will and everyone else. Right? I think I sat down and had a drink and a cigar with you at the cigar shop
The cigar shop.
for the
That's
first meet and
where
greet.
the first meet and greet is where I met both of you face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that shop. I wish they worked on their ventilation a little bit. We're
Oh, please.
we're a little bit spoiled in here, but it's a great shop. Good guys. Shout out like I met Will there from Drew Estate.
Yep.
Yep.
Another bourbon head, super great
Yep.
guy.
Yep. I met him at Palmetto. No, actually, the first time I met him was in Myrtle Beach at the cigar shop in Myrtle Beach. He was doing an event down there, and I purchased a box of the feral pigs when they first came out. So this was like back in what 2017, something like that.
Oh, you should have told me. I got Dirty Rats, Feral Pigs. I got all the old
Yeah.
Some drug charges or lunch on the ground. Those that feral pig food. Wow.
Yeah.
question about Will though. On his social media, he's always posting outside that creepy shed. What goes on in there? Is that what is going? You see the outside of that rickety old shed. What goes on the inside of that shed? Are y'all friends with him on Facebook?
Yeah.
Not on Facebook, Instagram, yes.
Instagram or
Instagram and Facebook for me. There's times I'll hit him up. I don't get back from him for like a week or so. But yeah, he's always outside having his Red Rest 12. That's his go-to lately. I've never been at his spot. I've been down to Vietnam a few times,
Oh, thank you, Dave. Well,
and it's always a trip. It's always a trip. So we
so
have
I don't think anybody's been to a shed and then talked about it later. Maybe people go there and they don't come back. Like you can check out, but you can never leave.
It's like Hotel California.
Right. So, Will,
Over there.
if you're listening, Will, we got to know. I don't know what happened in there.
So Douglas says, correct, well done. He had a rye distillery, still being made today with similar recipe at Mad River Distillery. So there you go. And Sandman said, what's up with the Harley Hay?
So can we get an Atabay?
That question is going to was okay.
I didn't hate on Harleys.
He likes his crotch rockets.
I started there. I had a Hayabusa. That was the last street bike that I had. I wanted a Ducati, but I guess I outgrew it. I guess.
Just Ducati. Yeah, I don't know.
Uh, I don't remember which one they had for sale.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
I'd love to have either a Monster Cafe Cruiser. Mrs. Paradigm, she's vetoed that discretionary spend.
Like the giant watch.
Yeah.
What's your funniest time with group guys smoking cigar? You can look back and go, that was one of the times of my life. Can you call it outside of tonight? Outside of tonight.
Yeah, right now. I mean, every time you
Yeah, I
smoke a
always have a
cigar with
great
a
time.
friend, that's
Yeah.
special. I mean, that's you go back to the community aspect and last social outlet. When you're smoking a cigar, you're not competing with someone. If you ask them about cigars and they tell you why they like it, I mean, they're telling you a little bit about themselves, and I think that, kind of speaks to where they are in life. Good, bad, or indifferent, but that's where guys go for kind of their safe haven. I think at a lot of times there's no judgment. They know that going in, and that's one of the things that makes cigar lounges special. You can go to any cigar lounge in the country and not feel judged. People accept you how you are.
Well.
Douglas got a great question.
I'm just saying,
Expand, Will.
on certain lounges, I would say 90% of the lounges are great to be at. There's that 10%. You walk in, you hear the conversation, and you leave.
Uh,
I'm just saying, there's certain lounges.
So
Know your crowd.
Of course, tell me what bullshit was
Correct.
well, what I don't like.
those chest thumpers. That ain't my bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I don't like from lounges. Some of the lounges now, I guess, in order to try to stay in business, they kind of turned into like jazz clubs or clubs later, as you get into the evening, right? You see DJs come set up and start playing music and set up speakers and stuff, and it takes away from this part, right? Being able to have a conversation, because I can't sit here and talk to the guy sitting next to me, and who knows who, what I'm saying, what benefit he has or what benefit I may have to him, just by having that conversation that you miss because I can't talk over the music.
Because now you're in a club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So those I
And
I
the
tend to
guys
stay away
just
from.
come in.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
the question from Douglas: is there a bottle that has eluded you so far, and like your holy grail?
So when you say a bottle that's eluded, is that meaning like I purchased and have had, or that I see?
That you see both. Why would you say both, man?
Because
I would say it's the Moby Dick.
the reason why I say both is because there's been times I've actually tried something and I like it. I can't get it again.
yeah, Kale said he's tried stuff, he's liked it, can't get it again.
Yeah. I mean, bottles that I've seen. I mean, look up here, right? Right. I mean, you got everything from George T. Stagg, William Llewellyn, Michter's,
I've got a
Pappy.
John.
I mean, all of those things are like unicorns in the whiskey world. So Cigarage Crew, yeah, all of those are unicorns in the whiskey world, in bourbon land, right? So I mean, I've seen them now, so I guess it from that aspect it hasn't eluded me, but in terms of tasting and owning, yes, man.
You ever run across like a couple bottles that have eluded me? I've not had the opportunity to find are King of Kentucky,
Mm, mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
I'd love to get a Michter's 20 or 25.
So, Josh, my question to you, and I'm gonna put you on the spot. I feel like just speak up so the mic can pick you up. So I don't have any money in the world, but so just Bitcoin.
What
10 years ago, my brother and I had an option to buy like 3 bottles worth of gold. They came into a store in Illinois. My brother's like, "Hey, buddy's calling me. They got 3 bottles worth of things. Will I buy them?"
I said, yeah, let's buy them. So we bought them. And then after the fact, he gave me my bottle. He's like, now, we should probably sell these on the secondary market.
I hate it.
Because you can never, ever, if you like it, you can never, ever drink it again because it's so hard to find.
No, and that's not what it's for. I mean, if you look at my top shelf, everything's open.
Yeah, I open everything.
Everything's open, you know.
If I get a bottle,
No, hold on.
I'm opening everything.
So,
And anybody comes over, you can help yourself.
So 12 years ago, like I had a bottle of rib, and my brother said, you might as well just sell it because you can't drink it ever again. So my request is, can I get just a taste of that so I know what I missed?
Yeah, before we leave, well,
Of course you can.
Yeah. So this is
Okay.
this is what hold on before we move on past that, right? This is what I tell all my friends and family and everyone, right? So it's when I do leave this earth, all of my cigars and my bar is open game. Come in, enjoy yourself because my wife doesn't drink bourbon. She doesn't smoke cigars, so enjoy it because otherwise she's gonna throw it in the trash or pour it down the sink, right?
oh man,
And for me, it's like if I have it, I want to taste it. I want to try it. I want to enjoy it while I can.
so my will's different than yours. At my funeral, everybody gets a taser, and last man standing takes off.
Right. So with that, we got Ron saying you both are very knowledgeable about cigars and bourbon. So have you ever been to a lounge and had someone try and tell you things about cigars or bourbon that you know it's just a bunch of bullshit?
Yes.
Bullshit.
Oh.
Bullshit.
All the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Every Wednesday night, I hear that.
Yes.
Good answer.
But at the same time, it's okay. Right?
Yeah,
I don't really dig into it. If someone says something that I know is wrong, I just go with it.
yeah, you just go with it.
I just go with it.
But there's two
Right?
types,
Unless
right?
they're really trying to learn or know something. You can kind of tell just through the conversation
Yeah,
if they're really
if the
trying
fish
to.
was if the fish was this big, I mean, then you just kind of listen to the
Yeah.
story, especially if it's an old timer. You just
Yeah.
kind of like go with
Just
it.
go with it.
If the guy's trying to show off, you know, yeah, that's for real though.
So here's a question. When I was, because I don't drink a lot of alcohol because I can't gallon, which is a shame. But when I was a kid, it was baseball cards and baseball knowledge, and I knew so much stuff, and I dug into it. I wanted to know more, and I knew the players and this and that, and also I was part of something. When did you first start saying, "Man, I want to know"? Like right now, you're in this conversation, and you're telling us what you know. When did you say to yourself, "I want to know"?
I don't think you ever really just want to know about it. You want to have the experience. And I remember when I started smoking, you know, you sit in a lounge and people just start rattling off cigars. And I'm like, oh my God, there's like, how do you know all this stuff? But you know, fast forward a couple of decades later, and you know, after you've been around the block and tried stuff, but that's also what it's about is trying stuff. You know, if someone gives you a cigar, especially, you know, you might not like it, but you enjoyed having that experience. You might have a whiskey that you don't love, but you haven't tried it before. So that's kind of what it's about. It's like going to a new restaurant.
The question is, was there a moment, was there a defining moment where you said, "I really dig this stuff I'm doing. I want to know more. I want to." Carry a action. Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah, the knowledge about it for me was never about, you know, knowing about it. It was about experiencing it and getting to know the people associated with it, not so much just knowing about it for having information's sake. How about you?
Yeah, for me, it was probably to be able to engage in various conversations when I was in cigar lounges, right? So when I'm sitting there and I'm talking to someone who is telling me about the cigar or the bourbon or whatever it is that we're drinking, and they're kind of explaining it to me, and it's like, well, shit, I want to know just as much, right? And not just as much, but also like the previous question, are they actually telling me the truth, right? Is it accurate, right? So when they start telling you about the different cigars and where they come from and the different flavor notes and the profiles from the different countries of the tobacco or the grains that were used for the bourbons and how long it was aged. It was like, is he just shitting me, or is he just really just trying to
So, question
trying to
for Shop
educate me?
from me to you.
Yeah.
Have you ever had somebody describe a cigar that you decided, you know what, just on what he said, I want to try it?
Tastes like shit.
That's where I was going with that. Like,
Yeah.
well,
But
right.
but at the same time, right? Everybody's palate is different,
Yes.
right?
And I've always said it.
Yeah, we can drink the same bourbon and pick up different notes.
Different notes.
Right. Same with cigars.
Yeah.
Right. So it's what you may have ate that day has an influence on it and things like that. So I don't get too deep into the flavor notes or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm surface level only.
Kind of like us.
Yeah, surface level only really when it comes to flavor notes. But it's interesting to me to know what other people taste when they're drinking something.
I've heard some crazy shit besides Wolf, oh, it's got like this hay that was grown in Africa, the cheetah pissed on it. I'm like, well, the hell's that cigar for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've heard
I've
some
heard all kind of
outlandish
stuff.
shit. And
Yeah.
it's just like, are they just making this shit up, or is this really what they're tasting?
Oh, well, the best cigars are the ones that are rolled on the thighs of 18-year-old virgins. We all, yeah, the inner thigh. Like, I know y'all, everybody's seen that pic.
Stop.
Everybody has seen that Perdomo picture of the traditional, it's usually in the bathroom or whatever in the lounges. Everyone's seen that. And that's why everyone loves Perdomo cigars, because that's what they think it tastes like. But it's, when everyone's heard the story, someone is like, oh, in 1881, the year Kel was born, I had a cigar and it was the best cigar I ever had in my life. And the reason that was the best cigar probably had
It's
little to do
experience.
with that cigar. Yeah, they were probably celebrating something. It
Yep.
was a wedding, an
It's
anniversary.
experience.
So is that experience, and a cigar is a prop for that environment and the community. But if we have cigars, like I could pull something out of my humidor, maybe I've had it for 15 or 20 years. That's going to taste different than the cigar Kel's had for 3 weeks in his humidor.
Which we spoke next week, supposedly. And we gotta see proof.
You'll have to buy it.
It agrees with shopproof. It pisses me off when you go to someone's house and they have a collection of unopened whiskey bottles. If you own it, open it, drink it, and share it. That's what it's made for.
Yeah, absolutely. So to go off.
And let's not forget Sandman that said my favorite cigar lounge is wherever I am with friends, front porch, backyard, cigarage, poolside, etc. Correct. Sandman, you still gotta come down to Cigarage, bro, to say that. Douglas says the guy who shared a tasting note of Wolf was full of shit. That describes the perfect braggart at the lounge.
Yes, absolutely. And when you talk about, drinking the cigar, so in the pandemic, a lot of watches went up sky high in value. So one of the things you saw a lot on social media was a guy would show pictures of the watch still in the plastic, unworn. So my first thought is that guy, he can't afford to have it because he's speculating. He thinks he's going to make money.
Sell it.
And in cars, they say, well, do you know the difference between like a Porsche owner and a Ferrari owner? A Ferrari owner will brag about how few miles his car has. A Porsche owner will brag about how many miles it has. And in the car community, they say that having a car and keeping the miles off to preserve the value is like not kissing your girlfriend to preserve the value for her next boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all meant to share. It's all meant to share, man.
My most proud moment was
Meaning me.
after that was when my son decided he was going to join the Marines, and he sat down and said, "Pop, I want to have a cigar with you. Just sit down and just chill out." He smoked a cigar with me. He just talked about things when he was 5 all the way up to 23. That. Do you have a proud moment of something like that?
Maybe not so much with cigars. But
with the JD, right?
yeah. So with the Jack Daniels, so it was. Do we have a proud moment from experiencing when you smoking cigars or having something to drink where it was like a kind of, I'm not gonna say a once in a lifetime opportunity or once in a time event, but something special experience was happening that you were sharing, and what was it? So for me, I like I said, I haven't I've had semi one with cigars, but with Jack Daniels, I did the same thing that my dad did with me. So I have two kids. My daughter, she's in college now. My son is 16. So 13th birthday, we had a Jack and Coke.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
For me, I was gonna break up with my wife one time. We're dating,
What a start.
and we're in the car, and I got a toy car. It's got race car suspension. There's no rubber. It's all polyurethane bushings. It's loud. It's got bucket seats in it. It's not comfortable at all. And I was waiting for her to complain about it. And then she said, "Oh, I love the car. I can feel everything. It's mechanical. This is great." I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be harder now," because I was waiting for her to complain and pick a fight. Instead of picking a fight, she says, "The only thing that'll make this drive better is if we had cigars to smoke with the top down."
Oh,
That's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
And now she's my wife.
that's super.
That's
Right?
awesome.
Yeah.
From cigars, when I said kind of, so I have a cousin, but he's more like my nephew. He joined the army a few years ago, but before he left and went off to basic training, we sat down in his dad's garage, me, him, and his dad, and we smoked cigars and had a couple drinks. And then, the next day he went off and went down to Fort Jackson and he's been gone. Uh, right now, I think he's over in Italy right now. So we have cigars every time he comes home. Yeah. So it's just sitting down, sharing that moment, like you said. But it's the cigar community in and of itself, right? This is the part that I don't think a lot of people, especially younger people, and I guess cigars is something that you get as you get with age, but the art of conversation is missing,
Yes.
right? So this is like one of the last places, a cigar lounge, whether, like you said earlier in the comments, whether it's your garage or the backyard or in an actual lounge or wherever it is, just sitting around having a conversation and enjoying a cigar while you're doing it, right? That's what's missing, I think, in a lot of places. I think a lot of our issues that we have in the world could be, I'm not gonna say solved, right? You may not come up with an answer, but you can have a an actual conversation, right? Without getting upset, without getting pissed off, without your emotions. Yeah, right. Sitting down and having a conversation with a cigar and a glass of whatever your favorite spirit is.
Yeah.
Shout out to all those people who drink anything other than bourbon. I have a couple friends who love tequila. I'm still trying to get into it. I'm not quite there yet, but
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you into mezcal.
Well, for the tequila drinkers, I would also encourage you to venture into the men's section of the liquor store too.
When I
I'm going to
first,
use that.
first I asked them if he could only listen to one song
Yeah,
for the rest of his life.
Earth, Wind, and
They
Fire.
pulled out the Earth, Wind, and Fire song. And it's a telltale about a person's personality. They can sit there and tell you something instantly, and then a second later talk about sports. And the same thing when I first met Cigarage. We were talking and he was telling me, which I don't know how it started, but he just started talking about his personality, who he was, what the makeup of his personality was. And I'm sitting there going, I know this guy like 5 minutes. And that's immediately I felt a connection. That was nice.
So Douglas had said one of the best feelings that I get is when someone comes to the house to have a cigar and a sip, and I take them to my basement and say, "Have at it." That's amazing. He also said they always hesitate to take the really good stuff, and when they get to the permission, They are truly thankful to get something they have never had.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
Rod says, "Can I have a civil conversation?"
Yeah.
And that's why Rod joins us every Wednesday, because this is where, we bring back some good times. And tonight was all about, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
everyone
then Ted
came
had
down.
said the conversation with cigar smokers is an experience, all walks of life and ideas in an area.
So let me tell you a little bit about piping.
Go ahead.
We met in the cigar garage, We don't know each other, and we're just talking, this and that. And then every once in a while, out of the blue, like he did today, he just texts me and says, "Yo, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. What's going on with you?" And we sat there and we texted each other for like 10 minutes. That's what brought this all together.
So speaking to this, right? I told you I started smoking cigars in 2005. My wife and I got married in 2002. We bought a house and we were living in this neighborhood in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And I had a pit bull dog that I just gotten it was kind of a wedding gift, right? And I'm trying to figure out, I didn't want to do a fence, but I got him the electric collar and stuff like that. So I'm trying to, no, it was actually my college roommate. He started breeding dogs.
Okay.
So he gave me one of his pups on his first litter.
That was the first excuse for me trying to have a joke.
So 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 I'm trying to figure out the distance with the electronic collar and stuff. So my dog would run around and it's you get some of those not the in-ground fencing, but it's got like a little tube that you sit there and it's got electric current and stuff. So it's kind of a circular. So my dog would run over into my neighbor's yard and they had a little small dog, so they were always terrified that if my pit bull got loose, you know what I'm saying, something would happen. Fast forward, right? This is my experience with this guy. I'm like, man, you're an asshole, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, we just living, dude. I'm not trying to kill your dog. I'm just trying to be a good neighbor and figure out where my dog can go and all this kind of stuff. Fast forward, like I said, uh, all through life. This was 2002. This was probably 2015 because I moved back to the area in 2014. So probably 2015, I'm sitting at the cigar lounge and I'm having a cigar and I see this guy sitting at a table and he's having a conversation, right? And I'm like, that's my neighbor from freaking 13 years ago. 11, 12, 13 years ago, whatever the math is. So I go over.
Will man.
Yeah, Will, man. So I go over and I introduce myself, right? And he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what I'm saying? We sit down, we have a conversation, and we start having conversations and stuff. And he's asking me where I'm from and all these different things. And I was like, the funny thing is, I said, you was my neighbor years ago. I said, you might not recognize me because of my beard and the weight that I put on and all this kind of stuff. I was like, but I lived right next door to you. I was the guy that had the pit bull that would run around and sometimes go into your yard. And he was like, holy shit, are you serious? And I was like, yes. And for like weeks, we would meet at the damn cigar lounge, have cigars, and just shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit.
And I was, what I'm saying, again, cigars and bourbon or whatever your drink is, it brings you together, right? So we never would have had that conversation back in 2002 to 2004 before I moved away, right? But here it is, years later, over cigars and a drink, we're having conversations and we're bonding.
Yeah. Kill, you good?
Thomas said the conversation with cigar smokers is an experience, all walks of life and ideas in an area. And I think that's true.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, Rod, great. You can have a civil conversation. Yes, you can.
Yeah, my point. You ready to take back over? Let these boys rest and everything. Almost. Yeah, roll that back. Say, crew that back, son. Oh, all right. All right.
I appreciate the opportunity to come down here.
No, listen.
Thank you, and to be on camera
Listen,
and talk.
I gotta say this. I really appreciate Shockproof, Mr. Paradigm, for taking time out, for being on camera, and doing the most with bourbon and cigars, discussing what we all talk about, what we all believe in, is that
Oh yeah.
this community, seriously, I remember being in New York and I used to have maybe one or two cigars a year because I didn't have a community of cigar smokers. It would just be me at a time going, you know what? I feel like a cigar. And I'd have one. My humidor was like Kel's, more Boveda packs than cigars,
Mm-hmm.
because there was no need for me to have a cigar if I'm not going to be around people I could have a conversation with.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like, and just chill with.
Yeah.
Having a cigar or a drink by yourself,
Yeah.
it's not the same.
Oh yeah.
It is not the same, brother.
Well, let me tell you, man.
Man,
I want to go on the record and say this is probably one of the best shows we had. Shout out again and a round of applause to Mr. Paradigm and Shockproof.
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
this was
Bro,
awesome,
this was
awesome,
great.
awesome. Again, I can't thank Mr. Paradigm enough for opening up his home to us. And
Again,
again, yep. And this,
with an audience this
yeah,
time.
yeah. And just embracing us, man. This I say it one time, I said 1,000 times, man. Telephone, tell a friend. I mean, it, yes, I'd probably be a little bit biased, but this probably was one of the best shows that we was able to do, and hopefully we could continue to do more shows like this. I know Douglas had a question. What sip are we all going to be doing to bless the final pour? And Will already got the E.H. Taylor out
Listen, I already got
for
that
that.
E.H. Taylor. Now, I did
Uh,
see, you know, the Rip Van Winkle, two
mm,
different bottles.
mhm.
But
Where's
you know
your
what?
lighter? Your lighter.
It's been. Can you pass me the lighter? It's been a minute since I had an E.H. Taylor, and I want to thank Coleman. I know he's going to watch this at some point. Coleman, E.H. Taylor, right here, bro.
And look, you guys could chime in. Hopefully, y'all feeling the same thing I'm feeling. Was this a good show or what?
Bro,
Was this a
bro,
good show or what?
this show
I
in
think
itself,
I think, like I say,
the
Shockproof and Mr.
knowledge.
Paradigm knocked it out the park with their depth, knowledge, scope. Again, man, I'm saluting both of you guys, man. This was awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
really, you
I
guys
really
did a
don't.
bang up job.
I really don't have words right now to describe how I feel how well this show went. And again, Shockproof traveled a little distance away to come here and
Yeah,
be
he
with
did.
us. That just a testament to what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish. Again, I always say we're two schmoes.
Yeah,
You
we're
know,
two schmoes, but we brought two
yeah,
more
yeah,
schmoes
yeah, yeah,
in.
yeah. We brought two moles to the two schmoes.
I had two
To
moles to
kind
the
of spit
schmoes.
some knowledge. And guess what? If you guys are interested or want to be a part of this, please reach out to Will and I because we will have you on the show. To be honest, I would love to have a show if he's still out there listening with Mr. Sandman. Because Mr. Sandman, I've been following him on YouTube. You guys need to go out and follow him on YouTube too. I mean, he is awesome in terms of the motorcycle community. And I would love to have him come in and sit down to share some of his experience, not only on that side, but also share some of his experience as a retired veteran too, as
Yeah,
well.
you got to come down, Sam, man.
Yes, we
Seriously.
got to get you down here. We got to get you, a nice smoke in your hand and a nice drink in your hand too, as well.
So let me have some of these comments
So we
so
do
that
have a couple more
Shockproof and
comments.
Mr. Paradigm understand what this has meant for a lot of our viewers out there. Yeah, you just turned off your mic.
Oh, my bad.
I got you. So Ted says, thank you both.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Great job, gents.
brother.
Thanks for sharing your knowledge and passion, says Douglas. And Rod, at will, I smoke alone 90% of the time, but it's also why I try to tune in every Wednesday. Bro, I'm
Hey, we love you.
glad
We
we're
love you,
here
brother.
for you.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I appreciate you tuning into the show. And
You can tell when a mug is drunk when they start saying, "I love you, brother," but I love you,
no,
brother.
but seriously,
I'm talking
no.
about me. I'm talking
Oh,
about me.
but you okay? No,
I love
because
you, man.
I'm saying the fact that you've got people here for you. We're here for you. We're doing the show because not
One,
monetary reasons.
yeah, we
We're
love what we
here.
do.
We love what we do. We enjoy our cigars. We enjoy our spirits. And we like sharing this time with you. And if we can talk to you, you can comment. Bro, we there for you. Outstanding show, says Ted. I learned a lot tonight. Great
Sandman.
show. Bravo, says Sandman. Hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
Sandman.
So,
And
Sandman, you on deck, brother. You on deck. I got you
on
on deck, brother.
son.
So I will be reaching out to you in the next few days
Me too.
and see what our schedule look like so we can link up because I would absolutely I'm sorry. We would absolutely love to have you down here.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. And fuck this 1,000%. Who the fuck comes up with that
Yeah,
bullshit?
yeah.
Anyway, Douglas said, agreed at Rod. Same here, brother. It feels as if I'm in the room with y'all. Thanks for the virtual lounge experience. Dude, but that's why we did this to start off with 2 years ago. Plus,
Telephone.
tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. You know you ain't alone when you're smoking a cigar.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's other people out there with you. Even if you're alone, you know other cigar smokers. Bro,
Now,
like, share, subscribe.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer,
Uh-oh.
but next week it might just be me and him. So the highlight of next week's show is
It's just us.
I'll be smoking a box.
We already know what he's smoking. Oh. And Shockproof said we need another meetup. We can
Yes.
wait until another annual meetup and greet. Yeah. Bro.
Check out Rod.
100%, bro.
Check out Rod, Kel.
But, Kel, I'll drive 2.5 hours on a Wednesday to be on the Cigarage. But only if there's a grand prize giveaway.
Yes.
Hashtag always a grand prize winner.
It'll be the judge cigar.
Oh, Basement Jack. Loved how Josh and Kevin complimented each other's ideas and
man.
experience.
Yeah,
100%.
Let me tell you, it
And
was
Sandman says, all your cigar recommendations, the cigar shop, were on point. Bro, you are welcome. Like, listen, I don't know Sandman's taste in cigars. When we spoke that day when I was at the cigar shop, he was there, and I was like, listen, what do you like? Like, what's your usual go-tos?
yes.
I'm like, try this, try that, and try this. Let me know what you think. Bro, everything was on point.
You know what the funny part about this?
Go ahead.
We said before the show, early in the day, we was trying to keep this down to about an hour.
Man, how long we gone? Man, an hour 45?
It flowed so well that we kicked an hour in the ass.
We did.
Really. For real.
Yeah.
For real. I mean,
but listen, hold on. Did you not enjoy being part of the audience this time instead of being in front of the camera?
That's why I said I love this.
Like, this was
I
great for us, bro.
This is one of the, in my opinion, this is one of the best shows, top 2
that we weren't on.
That we wasn't on. So that just goes to show you once again. Now I got a face for radio. I got a face for radio. And HOA Ron said this was second to last week. Because if y'all checked out his commentary last week, you would be amazed on the amount of words he did not say.
El Rojo. Better known as El Rojo now.
My sister
Stacy is having an event.
Let's talk about that.
Oh, please.
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, Stacy, she was on 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
She the one to make those
bracelets.
Still a bracelet.
Bro.
She the one that gifted me the judge But she
Oh.
also will be appearing where?
At Tailored Smoke,
Hmm.
the one in Concord.
Okay.
Not the one uptown, the one in Concord.
One in Concord.
Jack's already with me on that.
Mhm.
You with me on that?
What is it?
Friday. This Friday.
I'll be.
Oh, that's right. You out of town.
Yeah, I'll be in Florida, Doc,
I hear you.
drinking some Cuban coffee. Nah, I just
Keeping
I,
your ass
I
awake
hey,
and wired.
hey, I might need a Cuban coffee tomorrow morning, there,
Johnny
Josh.
Longlegs.
Yeah, hey, I might have to make a quick stop before I hit the road, Doc.
He might stop here. Grab some
Hey,
Cuban
ring that
coffee.
doorbell. Let me get a shot of hemoglobin. 'Cause I got about a 9-hour ride in front of me, boss. But
Oh,
thanks
so
again.
she's going to be there this Friday
Mhm.
from 9 p.m. until about 2 a.m. She says
Correct.
they're going to have a band there.
Send her my love, please.
Oh, I will definitely send her your love. Anybody want to show up? Let me know. I'm definitely going to be there.
Mhm.
I already cleared it with the wife,
Mhm.
Mrs. Cigarage,
Yep.
or as she would put it, the housewife of the
Housewife of the Cigarage.
Cigarage. She's cool with it. So I'm definitely going up to Concord on Friday.
Okay.
Tailored Smoke, 9 to 2 a.
Mhm.
I don't think I'm gonna be there to 2 a, bro.
Roger that.
I'm just saying. I know Jack's gonna pass out. Might have to give him the keys to the truck and have him sleep. But yeah, we're trying to wake him up now. But yeah, she's actually gonna do some percentage off on her swag.
Yes, I saw that.
Bro, I need another one of those bands because it's
What
gonna
else?
have my QR code. It's gonna have NFC on it.
Do you have her Instagram by chance?
Look up Stacy Bowman.
Okay, there you go.
I'll hold on. I'm gonna look at this while you read
Okay.
some of the comments.
So yeah, Mr. I'm sorry, Shockproof said, Mr. Paradigm, what is your favorite non-alcoholic bourbon? O'Doul's.
Not
Non-allocated.
you can't have Kel Reach
Oh
shit,
my
bro.
God. And then
On the fucking TV, it's right in front of his ass. Alcoholic. He gonna say, "Man, fuck you." There's no non-alcoholic bourbon.
I just created another meme.
You did.
So
You did.
Mr. Paradigm, what is your favorite non-alcoholic / non-allocated bourbon?
Oh my lord, bro.
Wild Turkey Rare Breed. You said Cooper's Craft?
Cooper's Craft.
Cooper's Craft. Old Granddad.
Here we go. Go ahead.
Both of those, the old Granddad 114 and the Cooper's Craft, are going to come out here.
Really?
That's sad that
But it's not going to become non-alcoholic.
The 114 actually might become discontinued.
It's not going to be non-alcoholic though, right?
Yeah, no, it's not
Not
non-alcoholic.
All right, so listen here. So Stacy Bozeman
okay.
is at Instagram, Brown Sugar CEO. That's one word.
Yep.
Brown Sugar CEO.
Yep.
Follow her. Like I said, it's going to be August 16th from 9 p to 2 a.
Yep.
Smoke session and $5 off all bracelets and pendants plus giveaways.
Okay.
A performance by Mike Stone
Okay.
at Taylor Smoke, the Cigar Lounge in Concord Mills
Okay.
Boulevard.
All right. So look, before we they got some more comments here.
Yes, sir.
Shockproof said, I'm a Russell single barrel guy myself outside of Jack Daniels. Douglas said Jack will be sleeping in the basement.
So you're good till 2 a.m.
Will. Mr. Paradigm said his favorite Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Cooper's Craft, he said that.
Oh,
Rod said
Granddad
that.
114.
Look at Rod. Damn, Kel, you fucked up.
Fucked up a wet dream. Our mind is a terrible thing.
United Negro. Did I mess that up or what? Non-alcoholic. So how I get non-alcoholic
Alcoholic
from
from
non-allocated?
non-allocated.
I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm gonna tell you. Hey, if you know, you
If
know.
you know.
I'm gonna tell,
If you care, you
Hey.
care.
I'm gonna tell you how I messed that up.
How'd you fuck that up?
I poured me a shot of that damn stag. And let me tell you, that bad boy was it had some heat.
Oh, it's
And
got some heat.
that rascal has some heat. What? Yeah, but
That's that
bro,
Kentucky hug for you,
man,
bro. The 125.9.
I got hugged. I got Kentucky hugged. I
Am
got
I right?
Kentucky embraced. I got Kentucky tapped the fuck out because that bad
Yeah,
boy,
it's 100 proof.
that bad boy, the f-
Yeah.
the first the
Yo,
f-
it's so good.
the first sip I had of that, I said, "Oh, bro, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that's when that JD 131 came back
I'm
to life.
in trouble,
Remember
bro."
that JD
Yes,
131? It
yes.
came back to life, didn't it?
Teddy said I tried to post the ad, but of course it was extra in that YouTube didn't allow me to laugh out loud. Okay, so Teddy,
Kill Cuban coffee or Mexican Coke? Oh, here we go. The brain is thinking.
ah,
Time of day, it
there
don't
you go.
matter.
Thank you, Shockproof.
It don't matter.
Time of day. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna need a Cuban coffee
Coke.
because I'm
He
getting.
needs a
I,
Cuban Coke.
I need I need a Cuban Coke. I'm gonna need a double shot of something.
It's not the Colombian Coke, it's a Cuban Coke. Oh, Kel, if you were
You were
Kentucky violated, it's that Kentucky hug,
Sandman. I
son.
tell you, I messed up, bro. I can't believe I said non-alcohol bourbon. What the hell is that? What the hell is non-alcohol?
It's non-existent.
Then I had the nerve to mention an O'Doul's.
Teddy goes, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He ain't driving, bro.
No, I'm not driving. Thank God.
Thank
Thank
God.
God we got Lyft, Uber, and whoever else is floating around there. But if you guys notice, this is probably the first time in a long time I actually had the opportunity to sit and drink with you guys,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
You know, I probably went a little bit more deep. Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. You know when you know when you in trouble when you
When you
start stumbling and you start sounding like a machine
stutter.
gun. But it was great, man. And like I said, the show was great. The
Bro,
vibe was great. The company was great. The guest was great.
listen,
I hope you guys enjoyed the show because to me, once again, it was great.
what did I say? I said, we need to get Shockproof and Mr. Paradigm together on the show.
Meeting of the
It,
minds.
it is it's gonna be epic.
Mhm.
Cal didn't really believe me. I said, bro, let them
No,
take the seats.
I believe you, man.
Mm, I said, let them take the seats for a hot minute
I was
and
just
let's
trying to
see
figure
where this
out. We
goes.
were just trying to figure out how we was going to do it. It
And did we
wasn't a,
not do it?
yeah, it wasn't a question of belief or not a belief.
Oh, okay.
It was a question of how we're going to
How we
do it.
gonna do it?
Because remember when
Did we not do it well?
because when we first got here, so what, we're going to have 4 chairs here.
No,
Remember that?
man.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
you said
Right.
you said we're gonna have 4 chairs. I'm like, no,
So
bro. I'm
what's
gonna
the
have them take over.
see? He's trying to pick a fight. Elvin didn't believe me. This, that, he's a Debbie Downer. Da, da, da. No.
Cuban Coke.
Bad boom. Boom.
That's all I gotta say.
All right, so look, man, we're probably gonna go ahead and sign off for the for this evening. We got 5 minutes. All right.
Make it
Shut.
an even 2, son.
Oh
Come on
my
now.
God!
Now hold up. Look at some of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Douglas is laughing his ass off on Cuban Coke.
9
Oh,
to 2, Douglas.
oh, for real.
It's like rocket fuel.
And Rod
BP
said,
fuel.
outstanding show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rod.
That was a
And
good
listen,
show.
Rod, you know we love you, bro. Like, seriously, I'm so glad you started subscribing and watching us.
Let me tell you what else Rob do, man.
What did Rod do?
Rob is off the chain. Because every time he posts something, he collab with us.
Yeah.
So it
Always.
spreads to the masses.
No,
right?
but you know what it was also for me? When we had our second meet and greet,
Mhm.
Rod was like, bro, he schooled me. He
Yeah.
schooled me on IG.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, why don't you ever accept
Oh, so
the
that's
collab?
so that's why you gave him that damn flag. Okay, so
Didn't give it to
so
him.
so
He
now
won it.
so
He
now
won it,
so
son.
so now the
No,
fucking
fuck that.
now
No,
the
no,
fucking
no, no,
truth
no,
comes.
no, no, no. I
We get
wasn't
the
giving no reach arounds, bro. No, 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 no.
now it comes
Ain't
out.
no,
Thank
son.
you, Stag, for bringing the truth out. because they know they said
Stag.
yeah,
Come on, E.H. Taylor.
oh E.H. Taylor, because the truth come out of the mouths of babies and drunks. But go ahead,
Damn. You just call me drunk, motherfucker? Anyway.
not a baby.
Wah. Nah, bro. He won legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
He had that raffle number.
Mm,
And you remember it wasn't me.
because of
You
that,
remember it wasn't me. Hold on. No,
because the
no, 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 no,
nugget
no,
of
no, no.
information you dropped on.
No,
But
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no, 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 no. Hold up.
Hey, I see what you're
Hold
working.
up.
I,
No, he laughing his ass off. But
I
hold up.
see. I see the game you working, Rod.
No. Hold up.
All right.
It was JJ who created the flag,
I
and
understand.
your homie, Mr. Whitehand,
Hold on.
hashtag Whitehand, who said, "Hey, Will, let's bring this flag out and let's hold another raffle."
Mm. So it was
I didn't
it-
start no shit,
so it was
so it
set
ain't
up.
gonna be no shit.
I got set up. I
You
got
got
hoodwinked.
you got hoodwinked.
So Douglas said, what would Douglas say? I can't
It's
read that
truly a
now.
pleasure to include you all in my IG post.
Yeah, that was Rod.
Catch you later,
Douglas said,
HOAA Ron.
now I really feel like I'm at the lounge. This is how the evening ends in every cigar lounge. Yes.
Remembery.
Yes.
Remembery.
Remember. All right, guys. Look, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a great show,
Bro,
We-
and we 2 minutes short.
well, we're gonna do 2 minutes and shutting this shit down. Okay, because
Oh.
if you can tell, I'm still sporting the Hard Davidson shirt because I'm in my third trimester, according to Mr. Paradigm.
Oh my Lord.
But again, we want to thank you guys for taking time out. Uh, And I really cannot uh,
Are you gonna get sappy?
explain or thank you guys
Enough.
and take a time out on your Wednesday, man, a Wednesday, and now going on 2 hours
Yeah.
on vibing with us.
Yeah.
Uh,
But bro, this was a knowledge
this was
based show.
it was it was great. It was a good show, great information, especially when it comes to spirits and cigars. I'm glad we had the opportunity to leverage the experience Mr. Paradigm and also Shock Crew provided for us. And also, I'm glad that you guys actually chimed in too as well.
Oh, listen, your comments, your questions for our favorite two guys with the bourbon knowledge here tonight was amazing.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it was really amazing. I mean, it was like fire after fire. I'm like, you just kept it going.
Rod said that flag now has a permanent home. Yeah,
See proof. Guy who asked all the
Well,
questions. You hear?
wasn't the guy with the
He
question.
can't talk.
Yeah,
But
basement,
you gotta put him in the background.
basement
And he
Jack
can
over
talk
here.
shit
Well, how about giving a shout out
to the guy who has
That's all
most
the
questions. You know what we're
Outta
gonna
here.
do? We're gonna do the same as Doug did. You're not gonna get an attabae, but you're gonna get an attaboy
There you go. Mm, mm.
for real. And
Right.
shockproof. Enjoyed the show and
Yeah.
hospitality,
Yep,
bro.
yep.
This was a pleasure for us. You have no idea how long it's been in the works that we've been talking about getting you and Mr. Paradigm together
Yeah.
at Mr. Paradigm's crib because you see why. I mean, you see why.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But
Well, wait. According to Mr. Paradigm's
Well,
your brothers.
but y'all brothers,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
mom, different dad.
Yeah.
You know, shit happens.
Boom, brother from another mother. But again, that goes to what you said earlier about this community.
Yeah.
We got a lot of brothers from a different mother in this
Oh,
community, man. And I tell you, the bike community is the same way. It is the same exact way. So like I said, I can't wait.
but I
I
mean,
can't wait to get Sandman up here so we can articulate that
Yeah.
and have some of the people who who's not into that bike community get an understanding on that same type of brotherhood
but
and
listen,
fellowship exists.
but we talked about that.
Oh yeah, we did talk
Where
about that.
bourbon community, cigar community,
Correct.
motorcycle community,
Correct.
y'all come together.
Correct.
And it don't matter what your passion is,
Yep.
y'all got something to talk about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
that
yeah.
fellowship, it's that communication,
That camaraderie.
the
It's that
camaraderie.
brotherhood.
It's the bro.
Correct.
Pick any of those three.
Yep.
If you're part of one,
Bam.
You're part of another. I guarantee it.
Exactly.
And that's where that civil conversation comes
Yep.
in,
Yep.
where you can sit down, have a conversation, and not give a shit. Oh, you on this side, you on that
Yeah.
side. It don't matter.
Yeah.
We on the same side.
Yeah.
We both enjoy motorcycles. We
Yeah.
both enjoy this bourbon. We both enjoy this cigar.
Yep.
That's all that matters,
Yep.
really,
Yep.
bruh.
Yep. All right, guys. Look, we're gonna shut it down. So, with
That's all that
that
matters.
being
Being said,
said, we
we
want
want
everybody
everybody out there
to
to
be
be
happy,
happy, to
to
be
be
healthy,
healthy,
to
to
be
be
safe.
safe.
But
But
more
more
importantly,
importantly, we
want
want
you
you
to
to
be
be
easy.
easy. So next week, y'all have a fantastic week, and we'll see you here next Wednesday, my friend. Be good.
And we'll see him smoke his my father.
Bam.
Let me shut it down.
Y'all be good. Peace out. Don't forget the pickleball community. We hear you. Thank you, Sam, man.